Yo, hip hop heist, man. What up? We back at it with another reaction, man. Maino responds to Dave East going to Max B party despite friendship with his op, Jim Jones. Yeah, man, this hip hop heist, man. We just about to react. Shout out to Hookah Anonymous for the article we about to react to. Yeah, man, looks like Maino is responding to Davies going to Max B's party, despite them all having a channel or a podcast with Jim Jones. You know, Jim Jones and Max B ain't really seeing eye to eye right now. So yeah, we about to get Maino's response in this. Let's get that like and subscribe, man. I really appreciate y'all for helping out the channel. You could cop a sticker for $5.55 on the channel store tab. That also helps to promote the channel. But with that being said, man, let's get right into this clip that we about to react to. This hip hop heist. Yeah.
I think we all seen this coming. After we found out that Dave East did in fact attend the Max B party, the official Max B party, and he got all type of backlash for it. You have people saying that he's not loyal, he's doing too much. He know that he's friends with Jim Jones. How can he do that? But y'all also got to remember that Max B is Max B. Before he was incarcerated, he had a very big influence on New York. And you can't be from New York and say that you never listened to Max B or you wasn't a fan at some point in time of his music. Keep in mind, I told y'all earlier in the previous video that at the end of the day, picking his sides to me on a 20-year-old beef just doesn't make sense. Most of these guys are over 35 years old, 40 years old.
That's a good point, man. Some of these guys is like 40 plus, 45 plus. I think even 50 plus in the sense of a couple of these guys. So it kind of makes sense that, you know, at the end of the day, man, just get the bread and get out of there. It's not really like unless some blood really was shed for some real loved ones. I mean, you know what I mean? You can't tell another man how to feel, but at the same time, what is it all about? You know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, is it something that we can hash out and move on and now break bread? I mean, Max B's out. He's going to be around. Jim is around. Maino's around. Davies is around. So it's easier to break bread. It's more difficult to be mad at each other. Come on now. So let's keep it rocking, though. We in it now.
With children. So if you're sitting there talking about a beef that happened 20 some odd years ago, not to mention French Montana is very affiliated with Max B, as they were both going at Jim Jones at a point in time. Now French Montana and Jim Jones, they deaded their beef with each other. So I really don't see what the problem is with anybody attending Max B's party. Keep in mind, right? What if French Montana is the one that invited them to the party? What if French say, yo, Dave, we're cool with each other. I want you to come to the party. Is he supposed to say no? Because if him and Jim Jones is cool and he's cool with French Montana, and then next thing you know, French actually tells him to come to the party and he declined based off his friendship with Jim Jones, then it's going to make it seem like he picked sides with Jim Jones, whereas Jim and French are now friends. So it's like a very weird position.
For real, it's like a puzzle. And it's kind of like a puzzle that maybe it don't even need to be, you know, put together. Like, I mean, as far as put together, what I mean is, well, okay, let me backtrack. Let me say that again. What I meant to say was all those connections, they literally gonna run into each other nonstop, and it's too much work to always be on that time when you know he's gonna be around. Like, they all from New York. You get what I'm saying? Shout out New York, man. They all from New York. So it's just like, is it something that we could have a podcast about, talk it out, make money off the podcast, make the merch, you know what I mean, sell a product, make an album, make an EP or a record, whatever, but you can really break bread, and that could change the way that y'all feel. You know, if the issue wasn't that big, you know, maybe a couple mil could change that, you know, for each of them. Like, Okay, we could move past this. We don't really know how Max B feel at this moment, but we know how Jim Jones feels. So I'm excited to see how Max B feels about all this. Like, he just did 16 years. You know what I mean? I feel like he's seen bigger shit in there than what Jim Jones is trying to play this game out here with him. So I don't know. We in it though. Let's keep it rocking.
Because French can feel like, okay, you declined my offer because you picking sides with Jim Jones. Whole time me and Jimmy is cool, but you already showed me the type of person you are, right? So I don't know, man. It's very weird, and like I told y'all in the previous video, New York is very, very small. So even if they don't really get along with each other, 9 times out of 10, they still have guys that are in their entourage that are actually cool.
Yeah, man, and family too. Like, this guy knows this guy's cousin, this guy's on this guy's team, this guy's from this guy's family. You know what I mean? And they all at 6 degrees of separation. But I feel like how he said New York is small. So it could be even less degrees of separation. Like, so to me, you just gotta get you know what I mean. It's 2025. I kept saying that. Said that last time. It's 2025. Like, but you can't tell another man how to feel. You could just give your opinion, your reaction. That's all we doing.
So it's just a weird spot to be in. But like I said before, trying to pick sides and all that at the age 30 and 40 up with kids on a 20-year-old beef that really doesn't even make sense no more is foolish. However, Brooklyn rapper Maino, who's actually a co-host on the podcast along with Jim Jones, Fabulous, and Dave East, he feels a little bit different. Y'all check this out.
Would you be okay with your friend doing business with your enemy? You asking me? Yeah. I can't go to the Max B party because you're my friend. Yeah. Why? Because you my friend. Huh? Yeah. Talk about it. Because let me explain something to you. I'm a lawyer at the end of the day, before music. Let me tell you something. Let me explain something to you, David. Mr. David.
Dawood. I'm Dawood on this podcast.
I like that. Crazy. My Muslim brother. Check this out. At the end of the day, I'm a person that your enemies is my enemies. Because that's the love that I got for you. If we like that, then I'm gonna take on whatever it is that you got going on, and it's them. Then I gotta feel the same way.
Now to go back to what I said before, how New York is so small and these guys are all affiliated with each other and have guys who are part of their entourage that know each other. We would see a video of Max B when he was live, and one of the guys that was around him that know Maino says that Maino called his phone and he told him that he was with Max B, and he kind of felt a little way because I guess his affiliation with Jim Jones. Y'all check this out.
Why your man just showed me just now?
So,
Maino.
oh yeah.
Oh, he's supposed to be coming
He's
out.
on the field. Maino said, yo, Bloody, what you doing? I said, I'm with Max. He said, oh. I said, yeah. He said, wait. I'm alive. Oh. Yeah, my fault. No, just got on.
So you see how that works? What that does is even the guys that don't want to be a part of it, that don't want to pick sides, that want to be neutral because they don't got time for the bullcrap, they're forced to pick a side or forced to indulge in the bullcrap because of these guys that's pushing this pick a side narrative. Now it's interesting enough, we seen Dave East go to the Max B party and he haven't really said anything pertaining to it, but as y'all know, social media had a whole lot to say. I said before, some people agreed with him going and some people didn't. What I could say is, I think to my knowledge, Dave East and Max B actually had a relationship before the podcast and everything that we seen with Jim Jones. I don't know how official it is, but Max B and Dave East actually have a song together that was released while Max B was incarcerated. So the crazy part about that is, if he starts acting weird with Max B, he's gonna look weird, right? So I think the smartest thing for him to do is to mind his business and play the middle like he's been doing. Now, I could agree where people say it is type of strange because they're on a podcast together. You got to see Jim Jones laugh in his face, whatever the case may be. But I think as a boss that Jim Jones claimed to be, he wouldn't even sweat it. To be honest with you, he shouldn't even care. Because the more you mention it and the more you seem like you care about Max B coming home and who's supporting him or who not, it's making you more seem bothered by the fact that he's out and actually have attention on it. To be honest, if I was Jim Jones, I would act like I'm not even bothered. I wouldn't pay no attention to it. I wouldn't even mention this man's name. I wouldn't do anything concerning Max B, because if I do, it'll make it seem like I'm bothered over a 20-year-old beat. This man just came out of jail. I'm not saying be the best of friends, but you ain't gotta bring him up neither, or get mad when somebody actually goes to his parties, because at the end of the day, New York is small. Max B from Harlem, Jim Jones from Harlem, Dave East says he's from Harlem, so it's inevitable for these guys to cross paths at some point in time anyway. However, let's get into what Maino had on his Instagram story. Now, he didn't come out verbatim and say anything pertaining to Dave East. He didn't direct it. He didn't even say his name. However, I think we all get the gist of what he meant by what he said in his story. Now, he would take to his IG story to say, quote, "Everybody real till it's time to do some real ish." Now, I think it's clear as day what he's talking about and who he's talking about. It's just a coincidence that he come out and say this right after it has been publicized and shown all throughout social media that Dave East attended Max B's party. And as Maino said on the podcast, he can't do that to Jim Jones because of the type of person he is. So for Dave East to do the exact thing that Maino said he can't do, then who else could he be talking about? Now, it's kind of interesting because remember, these guys,
Man, that's crazy. Yeah.
And they record almost every day. So these
They all homies. They all.
talking about. Now, it's kind of interesting because remember, these guys run a whole podcast together. Get into what Maino had to say on his Instagram story. Now, he didn't come out verbatim and say anything pertaining to Dave East. He didn't direct it. He didn't even say his name. However, I think we all get the gist of what he meant by what he said in his story. Now, he would take to his IG story to say, quote, "Everybody real."
Alright, so look. Maino, this is Maino response. And you know, everybody believed that it's to Dave East because it was texted right after Dave East was public at Max B party. Maino said, "Everybody real till it's time to do some real ish." Okay, this is right after he told Dave East that I can't go to the party because Jim Jones is my homie. But they all on the podcast together. So now the question is, the next, hey, I'm ready to see what they about to talk about on the next episode, because that's going to be a fire episode. This could be PR too. This could be a PR stunt just to have hits on that next episode, because you know they're about to talk about it. But I don't know how close Jim Jones and Dave East are, or Max B and Dave East. You know, so we can't speculate. That's facts. But I mean, with that being said, this is Maino's response. Take it to the comments. Let me know who you think he was talking about. With that being said, we out, man. Be happy, be healthy. Do what you gotta do to survive, like Pac said, but also be of service today, man. Help somebody out. Let's get it.